Okay, so good morning. Okay, so good morning, students. So I'm Mr. Ronald D. Almagro. Okay, so need to uh, I need to record my discussion for this topic. Okay, yun naman kay nag-meeting mi ganiha, so I need to record my discussion po. Okay, so let's start. So in lesson 3, rational expression. Okay, so please open your module and see the topic or the lesson rational expression. Okay, so our objectives at the end of the lesson, the student will be able to, okay, so first define rational function, second solve and graph involving rational function, and cite examples involving rational in real life situation. Okay, so let's discuss about the rational expression. Okay, first, so before we discuss the rational expression, so let's review the real numbers or denoted by R. Okay, all numbers that are points on a number line. So, pag may real numbers, it is all the numbers that are points on a number line. Sir, what is a number line? Okay, number line. So, I illustrate the number line, students. Okay, so this is the number line. Okay, in the middle, we have 0, negative 1, 1, 2, negative 2. Okay, so this is the number line. So all the numbers that are points on a number line, it is a real numbers. Okay, so first we have the irrational numbers. So denoted by I. Any number that cannot be written as a fraction. Okay, pag number nga cannot be written as a fraction, cannot be write as a fraction, it is a rational number. As an example of rational numbers, square root of 2, pi, and the Eulers. So, we have the Eulers. Kung makita nyo sa inyong scientific calculator, we have E. So, it is a Euler number. Okay, Euler's number. Okay, so non-terminating. So, we have the example of rational number, non-terminating and non-repeating decimals. So, example, we have 0.0100100. Okay, mga non-repeating decimals. Okay, so in the rational numbers denoted by O, so these are rational numbers, any numbers that can be written as a fraction, okay, student, a ratio, it is a fraction, or sample of a fraction, 1/2, 1/4, 1/3, so that is a fraction. Then, pag may ratio, 1 is to 2, pwede po na siya, or equal na po na siya, 1 over 2. Okay, so that would be the example of rational number, negative 3.7. Okay, so siya ang pinaka-highest po. Okay, naka-higher rank sa rational numbers, and then ang pinaka-higher rank nila sa real numbers. Okay, rational numbers, mora ni mga non-terminating and non-repeating decimals, then cannot be written as a fraction. Okay, sir, how about 0.5? Ma-write ba siya into fraction? Yes, maka-write ka na. 1/2, diba? 0.5. Okay. So, under the rational numbers, we have integers denoted by Z. Okay, we have the integers. So, example of integers, we have negative 2, 0, 1, okay, and so on. Ellipsis. Okay, whole numbers under opposites. So, yan po ang mga integers. Okay. So, whole numbers, student, we have the whole numbers. When we say whole numbers, included po si counting numbers and 0. Okay, counting numbers and 0. Okay, we have the natural numbers, the counting numbers. Okay, natural numbers start kay 1 or starting by 1, the natural numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, ellipsis, and so on. Okay, so that would be the example of the definition of real numbers and its part po. Next, okay, before we will tackle rational function, let us first consider understanding rational expression. Okay, so we need to understand the rational expression. Okay, so expression, student, pag may mga expression gani, it is involved by a variable. Okay, when we say mga variable, basta na mga variable na wala na include si um, equation. Okay, so pag rational, naka-fraction, di ba? Naka-fraction po siya. So what is in our minds when we talk about the word rational? In math, we not mean the idea of reasoning. Instead, we mean ratio. Okay, to understand rational expression, we will think of it in rational fractional form. Okay, so naka-fractional form, meaning there is a numerator, nasa numerator, and its denominator. It's expressed as a polynomials. Expression are terms with only positive integers as exponent which contain constant and variable. Okay, mayroon po siyang mga constant and variables. Okay, so definition. A rational expression is a quotient of two polynomials. This fraction is well defined if the denominator is not equal to 0. If the expression has no denominator, the denominator is implied to be 1. Okay, so mean so this means that the fraction is well defined, the denominator is not equal to 0. Nga naman, okay sir, pag mag-equal ay student, pag mag-equal ganito ang denominator is to 0, mahimong undefined, dili siya mag-graph, undefined siya, di siya cannot be solved. Okay, so pag remember ha, if the denominator will be equal to 0, it is undefined. Okay? Pakinote na lang po. If the expression has no denominator, okay, pag walay denominator, okay, like this, 3, pag walay denominator, okay, you need to put or you need to imply 1. Okay, para may mo siyang rational. Okay, so very good. Example of rational expressions are 6y over 2x cubed minus 2x plus 3 over 7. Now, if the function is defined by obtaining the values of y after substituting x values, we say that the function is a rational integral function of x. If a linear polynomial is used, we call it a linear function. If a quadratic polynomial is used, then we call it a quadratic function. Okay, so pag linear siya, naka-linear function, naka-linear put ang iyang graph, naka-line. If a quadratic, naka-parabola ang iyang mga line, then we call it a quadratic function. Okay, let us first consider rational expression, which are quotients of polynomials. So, this is the example of rational expression, student. Naka-expression siya, wala siya naka-equation. Okay? Let us first consider rational expression, which are quotients of polynomials. Let us learn how this expression cannot exist, as this expression is constrained by not allowing the value of 0 in the numerator. Okay, so wala siya nag-allow o 0 in the denominator. Okay, so we have the example here. Illustration 1. What value can be used to replace the variable x for the expression to be true given? X plus 3 over x minus 5. Okay, remember student, we don't need the value of denominator will be equal to 0, diba? Okay, ma-undefined. So, dapat maging true, ato siyang isolve ang atuang denominator. Here we can see that we need to find the value. Okay, so we need to find the value of x that will not make the denominator 0. Okay, to do this, let us equate this to 0. So, mag-equate tayo into 0. Okay, para makuha to get our desired answer. If x equals 5, okay, so dire na to gikuha kanang x equals 5 equals to 0, then equals 5. Okay, sir, what makes x equals 5? How come? Okay, how did you do that, diba? Okay. So, student, by using the APE form or addition property of equality or simply transposition, transpose po, why word nga transposition sa math, by APA po yan, an addition property of equality. Okay, so i-move lang nato sa negative 5 padong sa pikas, magiging positive 5, di ba? So, positive 5, both dapat magbutang ka, both positive 5. Okay, para ma-equate siya, may bilin si x, then 5. Okay, 0 plus 5, 5. Okay, therefore, the number is 5, and so, all values of real numbers are possible for x except 5. Okay, so using the x notation, set notation, x such that x, element, all real numbers. Okay, so all real numbers, x is not equal to 5. Okay, so ang x na to dili mag-equal into 5 because if x is mag-equal into 5 kani magiging, okay, 5 minus 5 student magiging 0 yung ating denominator. Okay. Mag-type to kag all real numbers x is not equal to 5. Dapat dili mag-equal ang to 5 ang ato ang value ni x para dili siya mag 0. Except 5. Pwede pod all real numbers except 5. Pwede na po na siya. Or magbutang kag all real numbers except okay, 5. So that would be the answer on that would be the answer of illustration 1. Okay, illustration okay, nabalik siya. So this is the example of illustration 1. Okay, katong sanay sa iyang graph kani x plus 3. Okay, so this is the graph of x plus 3, x minus 5. Okay, so pag magbutang ka og table of values na student, kung mag-graph ka og using the table of values, ang imong graph ana magiging ganito. So nag-approaching lang siya kay 5 kani our x. So this is our x. So it means nag-approach lang siya kang 5, di siya mag-touch. Okay, sa uyab pa na pinagtagpo pero hindi dinadahana, di ba? So muna ang graph, naga-approaching lang siya sa x equals 5. Okay, kung mag 5 na gani ato ang value ni x magiging undefined. So another example. Okay, so this is the example. Wala na siya nag-attach. Okay, naga-approaching lang siya. Next, illustration 2. What value can be used to replace for the variable x for it to exist? Given x plus 2 over x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, factoring the denominator as. Okay, so, di ba, kuha lang nato ang ato ang value of the the value of our x in the denominator by using factoring, student, di ba? So, pag factor ani, so, okay, factoring po ha, gidiscuss na siya in your grade 9 or grade 8 mathematics. So, using the factoring method, okay, di ba? Imo lang siyang kuhaon ang iyahang factor ni 4, di ba? 2 times 2, di ba? 4. Okay, we have 2 and 2. Then i-add nato ni siya, add or subtract. Kung mag-equal siya negative 4, pasabot ana, mo na ang factor form. So negative 2 minus negative 2, di ba? Negative 4. Okay, so that would be the factor. X, kung mag-times ka, negative 2 times negative 2, magiging positive 4. Okay, x minus 2 times x minus 2. Okay, next, we can obtain the values of x by equating this to 0. So you need to equate x minus 2 equals to 0. So mag-equating tayo. Okay, so using the APE form or the addition property of equality, so we can get the of our x equals 2. So the value that will not make the denominator 0 is 2. Sometimes our rational expression contains more than one variable. How do we obtain the values? Okay nga na lang student, we need to get the value of our x para makuha nato ang iyahang para ang ato ang equation will be true. Kay kung mahimo na siyang ang iyang denominator magiging it makes to 0, so our rational expression will be undefined. So dapat kaon na to. Okay. Then pag graphing to the student, okay, using the table of values, makagraph na ka. Okay. So ato ang kwandra, di ba? Not equal to 2 siya. Nag-approaching man siya. Equal to 2 na siya, mahimo na siyang undefined. Okay. So by writing by set notation, so x such that x all real number kaning r kaning x is not equal to 2, or x such that x all real numbers x except to number 2. So that would be the graph. So by zoom out the graph po, so we can get the graph by this. So naga-approaching po siya kay 2. Okay. So 'di ba? Okay. Okay, so that would be our discussion of rational expression, students. So that would be all. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe my channel po para updated po kayo sa every time na mag-discuss ako. Okay, so thank you everyone and God bless.